Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. It is a pleasure to be in your presence and your energy. I'm super grateful for you. My name is Karen, and I'm a mom to a teenager, divorced mom. I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend. I am Janet. I was just thinking about you. That's funny. I also a religious science spiritual practitioner, a transformation coach, and a booty yoga instructor. And all of these things help me keep myself in check. What is going on? Thanks, guys. Crichton, hello. Or Clyde, sorry. There was words on top of it. Nice to meet you guys. So actually Instagram, I didn't put a title. The title is Learn to Stop the Pain. Learn to stop the pain. So I was trying to figure out a topic tonight. I have committed to going live on Wednesday nights on all of my platforms. So cool. Well, Wednesday night seems to be good. I have a lot of people joining, which is so exciting. Hi, guys. Instagram is just showing up tonight. Showing up. Yeah, so I've been committed to that. So it's a little late where I am. If you don't know, I'm right outside of Philadelphia in Jersey. We call it South Jersey. Place called Hollingswood. I did not grow up here. I grew up in Maryland. I was actually born in New Jersey, North Jersey, but we moved when I was like less than a year old. And when I was 21 years old, I moved to New York City. And I just thought that was the best thing in the world because if you don't know anything about me, I basically drank my life away from the age of 15 to 45. I had a couple times of sobriety, but I never made a year until I hit the bottom of the bottom, the lowest of the low. And that was the final draw. I spent a Christmas Eve all alone with my bottles of alcohol, crying my eyes out, my son with his dad, my boyfriend at the time with his kids and his family, and I sat home alone on Christmas Day until he finally came home. But like it was much till my boyfriend at the time came home. It was much later. It was probably like 8:30 at night, and it was that time where I just really knew that this time around I had to get super serious. And it was kind of like do or die. Like this was it. I tried twice before, and 3 times, luckily, 3 times was a charm because I finally really plugged into, I did it for me. I finally did the sobriety for me. And so now today I'm about a little over 6.5 years sober. Hey, everybody on Instagram. Hi. Awesome to see you. Yay. And yeah, so a little over 6.5 years sober. And through these travels, I became all these certifications. And so now I show up today to serve others. Really, my heart is in helping people because I know where I was and I know how long I struggled. I know how long it took me to, I wonder if I can, sorry, one sec, guys. I just realized something. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Cool. I think I can do this. We'll see if it works. Okay. Sorry about that little delay in here. I am streaming, or I just added some Facebook. I'm on YouTube. If you guys aren't following me on YouTube, do me a favor. Take a second and check it out. If you like my content, give me a subscribe and you'll be notified when I go live or when I upload a new video. Yes. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Where are you all joining from? It's nice to see everybody. Tell me where you're joining from on Instagram. Instagram's on freaking fire right now. I'm on fire. I love it. I didn't even tell you guys what the title is on Instagram. And Instagram, you guys, it's Learn to Stop the Pain. So I was trying to figure out, let's go back to the story. I was trying to figure out a topic for tonight that resonates with me and also what I'm dealing with people in my life, people I know, and how a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are suffering. And that used to be me. That used to be me. I was sick and suffering I was an alcoholic. I was depressed. I really just ran my life on the hamster wheel, but listening to other people, I was super codependent, like where I just listened to everybody else. I really had no control over my life. I had no passion. I basically had like a hole in my soul. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing here. I was just like going from job to job. I've had like every job in the planet. And it also I'm 51. I'm 51 today. So I mean not today. I'm 51 and I've just been through a lot in my life. A lot, a lot, a lot. And so I show up and I just want to share and help people because I know how I live today and I really just want to plant seeds or I want to give you my hand, pick you up off the ground and be like, yo, you are never alone. You don't have to live this way. Um, the pain, the pain body, a lot of times we create the pain ourselves in our minds. A lot of it is self generated. And I'm not a doctor. So anything I say would not be medical advice. It will just be more of a holistic approach and a spiritual approach to how we handle, life and the pain. And hey everybody, hi. Okay, so and what I came up with was I pulled out this book because I have a lot of people. We talk about codependency a lot in my coaching. A lot of people that are my clients, they are, I try to pull them away from the being, taking care of everybody else but themselves, putting everybody else first and putting themselves last. And that was me. So can anybody say that, that's you? You put everybody before you and you don't take care of yourself. You're not giving you time and special time for you or doing things that you love to do and you suffer and everything goes on the back burner and it's like you're stressed out, you're unhappy, you're depressed, you're miserable because you're not doing anything for you. And so this page, the book is The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. She also wrote the book Codependent No More, which is a really awesome book if you guys are just coming into like what codependency. I never knew what it was until I got sober this time around. And I saw a therapist and she recommended the book. And look, that helped me so much, really. And this is a great book as well because it's just like a daily thing. But the sentence that really stood out to me was learn to stop your pain, even when that means making difficult decisions. Learn to stop the pain, even when that means making difficult decisions. So difficult decisions, first of all, we're always kind of dealing with difficult decisions, right? Some harder than others. And we're souls, spirits in these human bodies having human experiences, human emotions. We're doing the best we can with what we have, right? And then we might have like the wounds and the healing or the insecurities, the lack of self-worth. That was me. Zero self-worth, zero self-love. I didn't know what that was, how to love myself. I didn't know how to like myself. So I just abused myself to cope with my life. And the life was the life I created, right? The life I created. And I wasn't taking responsibility for it either. So here's the deal. It's easy to blame outside circumstances. It's easy to blame outside of ourselves for what's going on in our life. Oh, my boss, my partner, my husband, my wife, my friend, like can't even believe they did this to me. Like to me, no, they're not doing anything to you. And my client and I were just talking about the Four Agreements book. And it's so powerful. Great book. It's like a way to live your life and just kind of real authentically, with no attachments, no judgments, and your words, you're impeccable with your words. It's really such a great book. Has anybody read that? I'm sure people have read that book before that are connected to me, because it's we connect and attract each other for a reason. Like-minded people, or maybe you were somebody like me, you know, 15 years ago or something like that. So yeah. So basically, we are creating our lives, whether how shitty it is or how good it is. Okay, we really are, because we do have free will. And I created this playlist on Spotify, and it's KK's Self Love Booster or something like that. And I do have Rush on there, Free Will. I will choose free will. And like young people might not know Rush, but and they were like a little bit before me, but um, that song is a great song. And actually, when I listen to the words now, it's an awesome song. So that kind of gets me in the right state of mind. Like, yeah, we get to choose how we live our lives, and we get to choose how long we're going to stay in that pain. The pain, the pain body. Like, how long are we going to suffer internally with whatever it is? So is it that we have stressful situations? Maybe we're actually putting ourselves into that stressful situation, and maybe we're actually creating confrontation, and that's creating more stress. And it's becoming like, it just gets us all. A lot of things happen with our body. Stress can really, really take a toll on our body and our health and our wellness. And then there could be anxiety, like having anxiety because you just don't it's just been your the way you've had life handed to you, and you've experienced it, and different relationships, or whatever the circumstances. Maybe you've had trauma or hurt, different things that hey guys, that has caused you to have anxiety or panic attacks, that type of thing. Certainly, my heart goes out to you. What are you doing to counteract these things, right? So, oh, and then there's depression. Okay. So my big thing, well, I definitely had stress. And the way that I would cope with stress, I ran. Nice. Hi. Hello, welcome. So the way that I dealt with stress was I chose to drink alcohol. But alcohol is a depressant. so so literally, I was just like creating it, it was just more and more. It just got worse and worse, and it just was I was really miserable. And I think the more miserable I was, the more that I would drink myself to pass out, black out, check out, right? And really, ultimately, I lost like a good part of my life. And thank God, like, thank you, universe, God, that I had a second chance. I really did. And this time around, I've chosen to create my life and to live a happy, joyful, healthy, well, spiritual, tapped in, tuned in, helping people, serving others, kind of life. And I've chosen this life, and I'm a student for life, because the more that I learn, the more that I can share, and the more people that I can help. And so my main path was the spiritual path, but it started with a wellness path, like a holistic, started baby steps with spirituality. And it also started then into a transformation. I have a transformation certification. When I got sober this time around, I lost like 35 pounds. I just completely changed my lifestyle. It was a lifestyle change. So it wasn't like a diet. It wasn't anything like that. It was really just changed the way that I lived. And so now I help my clients do that as well. So it's literally like switching up, creating healthy routines. I have a 5-step superfecta ritual that you start your day with, and it sets you in the right tone, on the right path to have a great day, to not start your day all like, and stressed out and rushing out the door. That used to be my life, like totally. And it got to the point where I would actually drink alcohol in the morning to get myself together and get out the door. I mean, really, really horrible and sad. But unfortunately, that was my path. And my path took me just down. It's just, a lot of times I had embarrassing moments. I don't remember a lot of things. I really kind of missed out on a good portion of my life. And so, good thing I'm young at heart. And I like literally yesterday, I was walking through the park and last night, and I jumped on swings. I was like, let me jump on a swing and just like, woo, and tap into that inner child. The inner child is like our God self, kind of like when we popped out of the womb, we were pure and we were just like innocent, and the world was like this wonderful place. And that's, that inner child in us is there. And if we can tap into that inner child and just be free and not worry about being judged by others and, worrying about being our true authentic self, of course, a lot of times we have to find who that is. And that takes like the layers, like Shrek, peeling of the onion and the layers to find our true self. So it doesn't happen overnight. It starts, by wanting to make change. It starts by being open-minded. It starts by open-minded to try new things. Okay. So really, it's just being patient, being open-minded, being coachable, being willing to listen, and being willing to do the work. So most people what did I read? Oh, I was doing a little research on depression and stress and anxiety. An estimated 19 million Americans, adults, are dealing with major depression. That is horrible. That is horrible. So I take a really holistic approach on life, and I really wish more people did, because what I do, it makes me feel really amazing. It taps me into source within. You guys, Instagram, you guys are on fire. Thank you for being here. I am so welcome, everybody. I mean, yes, welcome everybody. It's hard to catch all the names because a lot of them, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have been shouting you guys out. But next time I do this, I'll shout you guys out. I'm just not used to it. Or I'll go live separately on Instagram. Because right now I'm streaming on a couple different platforms, Facebook and YouTube as well. And I'm also creating a podcast, which is called Sovereign Sobriety. So that's all happening right now. So cool. All right. So 19 million estimated Americans are dealing with depression, major depression, actually said. Okay, so here's the deal: is holistic practices. So some of the ways that we can manage anxiety and stress and depression holistically. Well, exercise. Honestly, when I got sober this time around, exercise was literally my saving grace. I just plugged in. I lost a little too much weight because I was like obsessed by it, but it got me through some really hard times. I was really challenged when I got sober this time around. So many challenges. It was really tough. Like basically like zeroing out to nothing, losing my boyfriend left me at the time. I was trying to stay sober. I was a single mom. I don't think I had a job at the time. Like it was crazy, but I did it, and I'm here today. So I did it. I made it without going back to a drink. And so exercise was my way. But through this journey, I have become a spiritual practitioner, and meditation is such a pivotal, amazing part of my journey. Really has shifted. And then when I got long COVID and COVID last, whatever, when was that? I don't even know. Was that in March of last year? February of last year. Yeah, and it was long COVID. And hi, Mohammed. So I just meditated a lot, and I really, really just tuned in to that. And then I realized how healing that was, and how healing that practice was, and how calming that practice was. I also do red light therapy when I meditate in the morning. I have a happy light, which I haven't used lately because it's summertime, but in the winter, I definitely use that happy light. So these are ways that's also a mood boosting, helps you. That's why they call it the happy lights, right? Also, I use, yeah, my faith. I pray. I use my faith in the unknown, a power greater than myself, and I use that to get me out of anything that might be like inner turmoil. And I'm human. I have human experiences. I have human interactions, and so just like you, I go through times where I'm challenged, and I maybe I'm hurting, you know, and we go through things. We're human, and we're never alone. Though you're never alone, never. Um, oh, and nutrition. Fueling your body with the proper nutrition makes you feel better, right? So exercise, different therapies, meditation, yoga, um, red light treatment or happy light. So all of these things can help lift us up out of those, well, like monkey brain, crazy brain, like and help us just like and our breath is such a tool, and that's just within us. So nature, walking out in nature. The other thing I want to just touch base on before I go, this is a little longer than I expected, but you know, we attract these patterns, right? Because we're comfortable. So comfortable, like, wouldn't it be a little better if we were like comfortably uncomfortable? Because that's where the change is. And when we're making change and we're uncomfortable, on the other side of that change is actually the good stuff. And that's where we can actually like level up in our life. So when we get uncomfortable and we try new things and we're willing to let go or really make difficult decisions, because maybe for example, maybe we're in a relationship and we keep kind of like forgiving it, and it kind of goes back to the way it was, but then there's like these situations that come in that are very hurtful, and we keep accepting that, but then one day we realize that this is like a pattern, and it keeps happening over and over again. And that means that I'm not really that worthy to this person, because as I'm growing, and this is a little similar to like what's going on with me right now, as I'm learning and growing and practicing, standing in my truth, and having that self-worth, which takes a while to build up that self-worth. It doesn't just happen overnight, right? So you can't go from zero to self-worth to like awesome self-love queen, like awesome self-worth. It takes time. It takes time. So when we so then it's like in that relationship, we make a decision. Okay, like we're not going to continue just like letting this person walk all over us and treat us like less than we deserve, when we're treating them like they're amazing and then they're not giving that in return. So we have to make a difficult decision. And what is that decision? Are we willing to say, no, like I'm not going to do this anymore? Are we willing to leave that situation and not continue getting walked all over? And knowing that's going to be painful, but it is going, in the long run, is protecting us, and it is helping us. And it will eventually subside that pain, because we heal. We heal. And also, when we're not in a toxic relationship or toxic environment, if we take ourselves out of that toxic environment or codependent situation, where people might be enabling us, when we get ourselves out of there, then we can heal and we can start focusing within on who we are and our own healing, and not listening to other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, ideas, or whatever they're controlling us. Because people in our lives, if we are addicts, most likely we've had people controlling us and or trying to control us. And they might be narcissistic behaviors. Like you might have been raised by someone who had narcissistic behaviors, or like a brother or sister or whatever, somebody close to you, you might have had that, which also, like I feel like that attracts, kind of like addictive personalities as well. And so whatever we were dealt with, we can change. And whatever we were taught, we can change. We don't have to stay in whatever pattern it was. We are able to rewire our brain. We're able to break patterns that no longer serve us. Is it easy? No, not usually easy. Is it worth it? Yes, usually 100% worth it. Okay, so that's really all I got for you is one thing is just to really really show yourself some grace and practice self-love as much as you can. Because honestly, and this is what I realized with creating Believe in Humans, is it starts with you. We really can't love anyone the way that we're meant to until we love ourselves. And so when we can fully love ourselves, be alone, do things on our own, and not be afraid to be alone, to take yourself on a date, to do fun things with yourself. Because when you can do that, and then you're upping your self-love, like you're up here with your self-love, guess what? You will attract someone up at that level. You're not going to attract the bottom feeders like I've done in the past, and because I had zero self, worth or self-love. And so when we focus on ourselves, we go within, we do the work, we heal, we break patterns, we rewire our brains, we start practicing holistic wellness practices that make us feel good, and we up our self-love, then we attract somebody who is in the same wavelength, the same frequency, and the same vibration. And when we talk about love, that's a high vibe, right? That is a serious high vibe. And so that is the true, in my opinion, that's what I'm working on, to track that real high level, high energy frequency, which is God, love, peace, joy, light. Yeah. Love. Yeah. You guys are amazing on Instagram. I'm just wowed by this. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Yeah. So up your self-love game. Up your self-love game and start practicing some holistic practices in your life. Add a little red light therapy or like happy light as we start to go into fall weather, at least here in the States. Hey Tanya. But these are things that if we're mindful ahead of time, then we don't start to go down that depression rabbit hole or that stress. We can nip it in the bud. Or we even do practices in the morning that set us up to get out of the house on the right foot, feeling good, feeling connected with source, and all things kind of like float off of that intention and that energy that you set the tone for before you left and before you started your day and before you added other people's energy into your life. You set yours straight. And that is a serious power move, in my opinion. All right, guys, thank you so much for all of you guys on Instagram. What a joy. I feel so incredibly blessed tonight to have so many of you here. Thank you so much. Definitely, if you're not following me, do me a favor, follow and then give me a quick hello and say you were on my live, and let me know if anything resonated with you, or drop a, I don't know if the comments, I think you can comment after this is posted in the live. You could do a regular comment. So definitely, let me know where you're joining from, your name, and let's make a connection. My goal is definitely to create a nice community, like-minded, spiritual, healthy, happy, or healing. We're all healing. We're all on a healing journey. And we're doing the best we can with what we got. And when we attract people who can help us, coaches, mentors, practitioners, and we're willing to try new things, that's when our life gets better and we ascend our vibration. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. Much love. My name is Karen Kane. Peace, love, and namaste. Good night.